Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Let's move on to some of the questions from this exercise. Sum of n terms of an AP. Find the sum of following APs. I will not do every question, right? I will give some of the questions to you, but let me tell you the method in detail. So, first question says the given AP is 2, 7, 12 and there are total 10 terms. And we need to find the sum, right? So, in this question we need to find S10, sum of first 10 terms of this AP, which will be equal to n by 2, n here is 10, 10 by 2 twice of A. What is A? First term, twice of A plus n is 10, 10 minus 1 into D. What is D? Common difference, 7 minus 2, 5, right? So, it will be equal to 5 into 4 plus this will become 9 into 5, 45. So, it is equal to 5 into 49, right, which is equal to 245, right. This is how we find sum of n terms. So, you can easily do this question. Sum of 12 terms will be S12, right. You just have to apply this formula and put value of n as 12 and values of A and D from this expression. A here will be minus 37 and what will be D for this question? D will be minus 33 minus of minus 37, right. So, 37 minus 33 will become 4. So, in this question A is minus 37, D is equal to 4, right, and you have to calculate S12. You just plug in these values in the formula and get the answer. This question is also the same and this question is also a similar question, right. So, let us move on to next question. Find the sums given below. I will solve this one for you. This one says 34 plus 32 plus 30 and it goes up to 10. So, it is a decreasing AP, right, where A is equal to 34, common difference is equal to 32 minus 34, which is equal to minus 2, right, and we need to find the sum of this AP, okay. So, if I ask how many terms in this AP, what is value of n in this? Nth term is 10, so I can put an equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. I can put an equal to 10, A equal to 34 plus n minus 1 into D equal to minus 2. So, 34 minus 2n plus 2 equal to 10, right. So, if I bring this 10 here, it will become 24 plus 2, 26, 2n equal to 26. So, this implies n will be equal to 13, right. So, there are 13 terms in this AP, right. So, I can directly apply the formula for sum of these terms as Sn equal to n by 2 first term plus last term, right, where n is 13, 13 by 2, first term is 34, what is the last term? Last term is 10, right. 34 plus 10 is 44, 44 by 2 is 22. So, I just have to multiply 13 by 22 to get the answer, which is equal to 286, right. 220 plus 66, which is equal to 286. Yes, this is your answer for this question, right. This question is also pretty simple. You just have to calculate number of terms. A is already given, D, A is minus 5, D is equal to minus 8 minus of minus 5, which is equal to minus 3. So, you have got A, you have got D, you just calculate number of terms by using this formula and then you directly calculate the sum of n terms, right. So, let us move on to next question. This question is pretty lengthy question, but each sub part is very simple. So let's solve some of these subparts, and rest of the subparts can be left as practice to you. Okay, so let's solve. Let us say first part. A is equal to 5, D is equal to 3, An is equal to 50. Find N. So N can be found similarly, An equal to A plus N minus 1 into D, right? An is given as 50, A is 5 plus N minus 1 into 3. So if I bring 5 here, it will give me 45 equal to N minus 1 into 3. So N minus 1 is equal to 15, which give me N equal to 16. Now finding Sn is very simple. Sn is nothing but N by 2 A plus An, right? So it is equal to 16 by 2, A is 5, An is 50, right? So this is 8 into 55, which is equal to 440. So this is how we calculate N and Sn in this question. In the next question, in the next subpart, A is equal to 7, A13 is equal to 35, and we need to find A, we need to find D and S13, right? So if you remember, what is A13? A13 was A plus 12D, right? A13 was A plus 12D. A is equal to 7 plus 12D. A13 is given as 35. So 35 minus 7 is equal to 28, right? 28 is equal to 12D. So we can say that D is equal to 28 by 12, right? So D is equal to 7 by 3. Now you know how to find S13. S13 is nothing but 13 by 2. A, how much is A? 7. And how much is A13? 35, right? Which will be equal to 13 into, this is 42 by 2, it will give me 21. So 21 into 13, 273 will be your answer, right? So this is how we calculate these questions. Let's take one more question from this question. Let's take this one, where L is given as 28 and sum is equal to 144 and number of terms is equal to 9. We need to find A, right? What is the formula for S? It is equal to N by 2 A plus L, right? S is equal to 144, N is equal to 9, A we need to find out, and L is equal to 28. So A is the only unknown here, which we can find very easily by multiplying 2 here and dividing it by 9. So I can write it as, this will give me A plus 28 equal to 144 into 2 divided by 9. It will give me 16, right? 16 into 2 is 32. So A plus 28 is equal to 32. It will give me A equal to 4, right? So we need to find A here, and A is equal to 4. So this is your answer. All these questions are similar questions, so I leave this question for you to do yourself, right? Okay, let's look at this question now. How many terms of the AP this must be taken to give a sum of 636? So let us say n terms will give a sum of 636. So now we have to calculate value of n, right? What is first term here? 9. What is the common difference? 17 minus 9, which is equal to 8. Let's put it in the formula of Sn. What was the formula of Sn? N by 2 twice of A plus n minus 1 into common difference D. It is equal to 636, right? So let's put A equal to 9 and D equal to 8. N by 2 twice of into 9 plus n minus 1 into what is d? It is 8. It is equal to 636, right? Now let's solve this equation. I multiply by 2 on both sides. So right hand side will become 1272 and this will become n into 18 plus 8n minus 8, right? So 18 minus 8 is 10, okay? So it will become 8n square plus 10n minus 1272 equal to 0. We just brought 1272 to the left hand side. So now this question is converted into a quadratic equation question. Quadratic equation chapter we have already done. So you must be comfortable in factorizing such quadratic equations. Let's first of all simplify it further. We can divide it by 2 on both sides. So the quadratic equation will become, by dividing it by 2, it will become 4n square plus 5n minus 636 equal to 0. How do we solve quadratic equations? We need to see this product 636 into 4, right? We need to split the middle term in such a way that the product of those terms gives me this and sum of those terms is 5n, right? So the product I need is this. What is the difference here? Difference is really huge. Difference is 632. I need to bring it down to 5, right? And keep the product same as this one, right? So what I can do is, I can, let us say, what will be the other factor pairs here? If I write 8 here, I will have to divide it by 2. So it will become 318, right? Difference is still really huge. So let's bring it down by, let's say we multiply it by 6. So it will become 48. I need to divide this term by 6 now. It will become 5, 3. So now the difference is the desired difference, which is equal to 5. So I can factorize this as 4n square plus 53n minus 48n minus 636 equals 0. So now this is very simple quadratic equation. We can take n as common here. It will become 4n plus 53, right? So what do I have to take common here? I will have to take 12 as common to make it 4n. So it will become 4n plus, if I divide it by 12, it will give me 12 5s are 60, 12 3s are 36, 4n plus 53, right? So the factors here are n minus 12 and 4n plus 53, which is equal to 0. So the values of n can be 12 or minus 53 by 4, which is clearly not an acceptable value. So n is equal to 12, right? This was our question. How many terms of this AP will give a sum of 636? So n terms we assumed and n is equal to 12. So this is our final answer. Okay. So let's look at the next question. The first term of an AP is 5. So A is equal to 5. Last term is 45. So L is equal to 45. Sum is equal to 400. S is equal to 400. Find the number of terms and common difference. We need to find n and common difference d. So this is our question. First of all, let's apply the formula for S. S is equal to n by 2 A plus L. Because A and L both were given, so I applied the formula in terms of first and last term. So let's put the values here. S is equal to 400. So it is equal to n by 2. A is 5, L is 45, right? So this becomes 50 and 50 by 2 is 25. So 25n is equal to 400. So n is equal to 400 by 25, which is equal to 16, right? So the first answer is 16. Now we just need to calculate D. D we can calculate by if n is equal to 16, we can use formula for Sn now. Sn is equal to what? N by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? So S is equal to 400, Sn is equal to 400, n is equal to 16, 16 by 2, twice of a plus n minus 1, n is 16, so let's put n equal to 16 here, it will become 16 minus 1 into d, we need to calculate, right? This will become 25 into 2, 50, it is equal to 10 plus 15d, right? So it will become 40 here, 40 is equal to 15d, so d is equal to 40 upon 15, which is nothing but 8 by 3, right? So this is our answer for this question. Alright, let's move to this question now. The first and last terms of an AP are 17 and 350. First of all, you write these verbal statements as mathematical statements. First term is A is equal to 17. Last term L is equal to 350. Common difference is 9. So B is given as 9. How many terms are there? So N we need to find out. And what is their sum? Sn we need to find out, right? So L is also the nth term, last term, so we can take it as An also, right? So what is the formula for An? An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, and let's put value of An here, 350 equal to A 17 plus n minus 1 into D is equal to 9. So now let's bring 17 here. If I subtract 17 from 350, it will give me 333, right? Which is equal to n minus 1 into 9. So now n minus 1 is equal to 333 by 9, which is equal to 37. So n is equal to 37 plus 1, which is equal to 38. So we have got our answer for n, which is equal to 38. Now the question has become very simple. We can use the formula for Sn that contains first term and last term, which was equal to n by 2 first term plus last term, right? First term is given, last term is given, and we have calculated already. So it will be equal to 38 by 2 A plus L. So this will be our sum. This will give me 19. So 19 into this is equal to 367, right? This sum you can, this calculation you can do yourself, right? Or I can suggest you a simpler way to calculate it by multiplying it by 19. Otherwise you can do it 20 minus 1 into 367. Now the calculation will become a little simpler, because now what you have to do is you have to multiply it by 20, which is simple. 4 7340 minus 367, right? So 10 minus 7 is 3, 13 minus 6 is equal to 7, 9, 6. So this is your final answer, right? If you have to multiply something by 19, what you can do is you can multiply it by 20 minus 1 also, right? This is just to make the calculation simpler. Okay. Find the sum of first 22 terms of an AP in which D is equal to 7 and 22nd term is 149. So A22 is given as 149. What is A22? A plus 21D. It is equal to 149. And what is other information that is given? D is equal to 7. D is equal to 7. And we need to find S22. We need to find S22. So by using this, we can find A very easily. A plus 21 into 7 is equal to 149. So A will be equal to 149 minus 7 1 the 7, 147. Okay, so A is equal to 2. Right, now we have got A, we have got D, and we need to find S22, which will be equal to 22 by 2, 2A plus 22 minus 1 into D, which is equal to 7. Right, so this will give me 11. 11 into 4 plus 21 into 7. Right, so it is equal to 11 into 147 plus 4, which is equal to 151 into 11. Right, 151, 151. So this is your S22. Right, calculation part I am doing for you, but you should do it yourself. You can pause the video and do the calculations yourself. Right, okay. This question says, find the sum of first 51 terms of an AP whose second and third terms are given. So we are given second term. Second term was A plus D. Third term was A plus 2D. A plus D is equal to 14. A plus 2D is equal to 18. Right? We are given these two equations, and we need to find sum of first 51 terms. We need to find S51. Right? So by using these two equations, we can easily find A and D. This we did in the last exercise also, nth term of an AP. So what we can do is, if I subtract 2 minus 1, it will give me A will get cancelled out. It will give me D equal to 4. Right? Now if I put D equal to 4 in equation 1, let's say, it will give me A plus 4 equal to 14. So A will be equal to 10. Right? A and D now are obtained. So S51 will be equal to 51 by 2 twice of A, which is equal to 10, plus N is 51 minus 1 into D, which is equal to 4. Right? So it is equal to 51 by 2 into 20 plus this is 50 into 4, which is equal to 200. Right? So this is, let me make some space here. So it has become now 51 by 2 into 220. Okay, which can be further simplified as 110. So this is 51, 51, 561. So it will give me 5610. This is sum of 51 terms of this AP, S51. Right? Okay. If the sum of first 7 terms of an AP is 49 and that of 17 terms 289, find the sum of first n terms. This question is pretty similar to the last one, because in this first 7 terms means A plus 6D is given, 49, 17 terms. Okay, this is sum of first 7 terms, not the 7 terms. So let's take sum of 7 terms as, so sum of first 7 terms is equal to 7 by 2, 2A plus 7 minus 1 into D. This is given as 49, right? And sum of 17 terms is equal to 289. So 17 by 2, 2A plus 17 minus 1 into D is equal to 289, right? So this way we will get two equations in A and D, right? So using this one, we can divide it by 7 on both sides. So 7 will get cancelled here, it will give me 7 here. Now if I multiply this 2 here, it will give me 14. So 2A plus 6d is equal to 14, which can be further simplified by dividing 2 on both sides. A plus 3d equal to 7. So this is my first equation. If I solve this one, how much is 17? It is the square of 17, so it will give me 17. When this 17 is multiplied by this 2, it will give me 34. So 2a plus 16d is equal to 34. Now divide it by 2 on both sides. A plus 8d will become 17, right? So this is equation number 2. So let's solve these two equations. If I subtract 2 minus 1, it will give me 5d equal to 10. I have just subtracted these two equations. A gets cancelled, 8d minus 3d is 5d, 17 minus 7 is 10. So it will give me d equal to 2. Okay. Now I can put d equal to 2 in equation number 2. So it will give me a plus 16 is equal to 17. So a equal to 1. Now I have got a and I have got d. So now sum of first n terms Sn is equal to n by 2, twice of a, which is equal to 1, plus n minus 1 into d. D is 2 here, right? So it will be equal to n by 2, 2 into 2 plus twice of n minus 2. This 2 gets cancelled here. So we can write it as n by 2 into 2n, right? So this is equal to n square. So sum of n terms of this AP is n square, right? Otherwise, if what I told you in the introduction part, sum of first 7 terms is 49. This should have given you a signal that S7 is equal to 49 should be the sum of first 7 odd natural numbers, and S17 is given as 289, which is the sum of first 17 odd natural numbers, because it's a square of 17. So sum of first n natural numbers of such an AP should obviously be n square, right? But this is the approach that you need to show in your exams. Okay. Okay, let's look at one more question here. If A1, A2 up to AN form an AP where AN is defined as below, this is AN, right? AN is defined as below, AN is equal to 3 plus 4n. Find the sum of first 15 terms. We need to find S15, right? So if AN is given, we can find A1, which is equal to 3 plus 4 into 1. We can just put n equal to 1 on both sides. So this will give me my first term, which is equal to 3 plus 4 equal to 7. And what is A2? 3 plus 4 into 2, 8 plus 3, 11, right? So I can find the common difference from these two terms. D will be equal to A2 minus A1, which is equal to 11 minus 7, 4. So now I have got first term as 7 and common difference as 4. So I can calculate S15 now, which is equal to 15 by 2 twice of A is equal to 7 plus n is 15, 15 minus 1 into D, D is 4. 15 by 2, 14 plus 14 4s are 56. This is equal to 15 by 2, 60 plus 10, 70. Right? Now you can do this calculation pretty easily. 15 7s is 105, 0 by 2, 5, 2, 5. So this is your answer. Right? So this is how we calculate sum of n terms. This subpart 2 is pretty similar to part 1. So this is left for you to do yourself as an exercise, right? So this is about this lecture. We will take some more questions in our next lecture. So now let's continue in this lecture for the next questions. So let's take the next question here. If the sum of first n terms of an AP is 4n minus n square. So Sn is given as 4n minus n square. What will be the first term, that is S1? So S1 will obviously be equal to 4 into 1 minus 1 squared. I have just replaced n by 1. So S1 is equal to 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. So S1, students, is also the first term, because if you see what is Sn, Sn is equal to A1 plus A2 plus up to An, right? And if I ask you what is S1, so I'll take only one term from the right hand side, which is equal to A1, right? So S1 is equal to A1. If I talk about second term, so S2 is equal to what? A1 plus A2, right? But this is S1, so I can write S2 as S1 plus A2 also. So A2 will become equal to S2 minus S1, right? And we discussed in the introduction part that Sn is equal to A1 plus A2 plus An minus 1 plus An, right? And this portion can be termed as Sn minus 1. So An is equal to Sn minus 1. We will use this concept while solving this question. So let's move on to the question now. What is the first term? So S1, which is equal to A1 equal to 3. So this is our first term. Now what is the sum of first two terms? So he is asking about S2. So S2 can be obtained by simply replacing n by 2 here. 4 into 2 minus 2 squared, which is equal to 8 minus 4 equal to 4. Now what is the second term? Second term will be A2, which is equal to S2 minus S1, right? S2 minus S1. So S2 is equal to 4, S1 is equal to 3, so A2 is equal to 1, right? So this is our second term. Similarly, find the third term. What will be the third term? Third term, S3. S3 is sum up to third terms, right? So sum up to third term is equal to 4 into 3 minus 3 square. I have just replaced n by 3 in this original formula that was given to us. So it is equal to 12 minus 9, which is equal to 3. So S3 is equal to 3. Now I need to find A3. A3 is what? S3 minus S2, which is equal to 3 minus 4, which is equal to minus 1, right? Let us see what is the next question. He wants us to find the 10th term and nth term. What will be 10th term? 10th term will be A10, which is equal to S10 minus S9. I have just placed n equal to 10 in this formula. So S10 is what? I just need to replace n by 10 here. So it will be equal to 4 into 10 minus 10 squared. Okay. And what is S9? 4 into 9 minus 9 square. Okay. So A10 will be equal to 40 minus 100 minus 60 minus, this is 36 minus 81, right? So it is equal to minus 60 minus of 81 minus 36. It is equal to 45 minus 45, right? So minus minus plus, it will become minus 60 plus 45, which is equal to minus 15. So this is our 10th term. So now the next part of the question wants us to calculate nth term. What is nth term? An, right? What is An? It is, obviously I have written this formula already. An is equal to Sn minus 1. So I just need to replace this formula here. So An will be equal to Sn minus 1. And what is Sn? 4n minus n square, right? So what will be Sn minus 1? I need to replace n by n minus 1. Right? So this will be our formula for an, nth term. 4n minus n square minus, let's solve this bracket, 4n minus 4 minus, and if we open this bracket, n square plus 1 minus 2n, so it is equal to 4n minus n square minus 4n minus 4 minus n square minus 1 plus 2n, right? So now if you solve it further, you can simply see that this 4n will get cancelled with this 4n, right? So, and this minus n square will get cancelled with this minus n square, because there is a negative sign in between there, n square, this gets cancelled. So it will be equal to minus of, this is equal to minus 5 plus 2n, right? So if I bring this negative sign inside, it will give me 5 minus 2n. So this is the nth term of this given question, right? So this is our nth term for this question, right? Let's move on to the next one. Find the sum of first 40 positive integers, those are divisible by 6. So first 40 positive integers, what is the first positive integer? What is the positive integer and non-negative integers? We know that the 1, 2, 3, 4, these are positive integers, right? If I say, if some student get confused that 0 is also a positive integer, then it is not a positive integer, right? 0 is a non-negative integer. You can also call it non-positive integer. If you write integers like this, these are non-negative integers. And what are positive integers? Positive integers are nothing but the natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So first positive integer that is divisible by 6 is not 0. So let's not get confused here. First positive integer that is divisible by 6 is 6 itself, right? After this 12, 18 and so on up to 40 terms. So this is the sum that we need to calculate, right? We need to calculate S40, where A is equal to 6, common difference D is equal to also 6, right? So 40 by 2, twice of the first term, which is equal to 6, plus 40 minus 1 into D, which is equal to 6. So it is equal to 20, 12 plus this is 39 into 6, or you can multiply it by 40, so it will give you 240 minus 6, so it will give you 234, right? And 234 plus 12 is equal to 234 plus 12 is equal to 20 into 246, right? So you multiply it by 20 and you will get your answer. It is equal to 4920. So this is your final answer. Otherwise you could have also taken 6 common from here to make the calculation simple. Otherwise this is your final answer, right? Find the sum of first 15 multiples of 8. What are the multiples of 8? Multiples of 8 are 8 into 1, second multiple is 8 into 2, third one is 8 into 3. So we need to find sum of first 15 multiples of 8, right? So this sum is pretty simple. Sum of 15 multiples, let's denote it by S15. It is equal to 8 into 1 plus 8 into 2 plus 8 into 3 plus 8 into 15. Now if you take 8 as common, it will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to 15, which is what? Sum of first 15 natural numbers. And what is the sum of first n natural numbers? N into n plus 1 by 2. So what is the sum of first 15 natural numbers? It will be equal to 15 into 16 by 2, right? So 4 is 8, this is 60 into 16, so this will be equal to 960. So this is your answer. This is sum of first 15 multiples of 8, right? I have explained the multiples like this, otherwise you could have taken it like this also, 8 plus 16 plus 24 plus up to 15 terms, then you could have calculated it, right? Find the sum of the odd numbers between 0 and 50. What are the odd numbers between 0 and 40? 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. What is the last odd number? 49. So, what is the sum of first n odd natural numbers? It is equal to n square, right? But what is the value of n here? It is not 49, right? Because 2, 4 even numbers are missing here. So, it is not obviously equal to 49. First of all, you need to calculate the value of n here, right? Otherwise, you could have simply applied Sn. Sn will be equal to n by 2, but for that also you have to calculate. For that also you have to calculate n, right? What is n? An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. What is a? 1 plus n we are here to calculate. D is equal to 2. So, it will become 48 equal to n minus 1 into 2. So, 24, n is equal to 25, right. So, if I put 25 here by 2 into 50, so it will give me 25 into 25 which is equal to 625. Otherwise, this is the lengthier method. Otherwise, what you could have done is, we know that how many odd numbers are there from 1 to 50? There are 25 odd numbers. And how many even numbers are there? 25 even numbers. So, you know that you need to calculate the sum of first 25 odd numbers, which is equal to n squared. So, S25 is equal to 25 square. This is sum of first 25 odd natural numbers, right. You can directly apply this formula Sn equal to n square in case of odd natural numbers, or you can go by this method also, right. Both are acceptable. So, this is a question which involves English language. Contract on construction job specifies a penalty for delay of completion beyond a certain date as follows. Basically, there is a penalty of rupees 200 for the first day, okay, 250 for the second day, alright, 300 for the third day. So, the penalty is increasing by 50 rupees on each day. So, I believe D is equal to 50, common difference is 50. The penalty for each succeeding day is being increased by rupees 50. How much money the contractor has to pay as penalty if he has delayed the work by 30 days? So, this is the given sum that we need to calculate up to 30 terms, right. So, this is the mathematical form of this language. Now, A here is 200, common difference is 50, number of terms is 30, right. So, S30 will be equal to 30 by 2, 2 into 200 plus 30 minus 1 into common difference 50 again, okay. So, this is 30 by 2, this is 400 plus 30 into 50 is 1500 minus 50, okay. So, this is equal to 30 by 2 into 1500 plus 1400 is 1900 minus 50 is 1850. So, this is equal to 15, right? So it will be equal to 18,500, right, plus the half of it. What is half of it? 9,250. So the sum will be 05772, 27750, right? If you don't understand this part, you can do this calculation yourself. What I did was I made this 15 as 10 plus 5, multiplied this by 10, taken the half of this and then added these two, right? Otherwise you could have multiplied it by 30 directly, right, and then divided it by 2. So calculation part I leave it to you. You can calculate it your own way. Alright, a sum of 700 is being used to give 7 cash prizes to students of a school for academic performance. If each prize is rupees 20 lesser than the preceding prize, if I am giving the first student, let's say A amount, second student will get A minus 20, third student will get A minus 40. So 20 is being reduced here, right? Find the value of each of the prizes. What is the total price? 7 cash prizes are there. So S7 is equal to 700, right? And what is it equal to? 700 is equal to A plus A minus 20 plus A minus 40, and we need to take 7 terms in this, right? A minus 60, A minus 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A minus 100 plus A minus 120, right? So how many terms are there? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the 7 prizes that we are to distribute here. So how many A's are there? 7A, right? Minus, how much is this? 20, 40, 60, 120, 200, 300, 420 rupees is equal to 700. So 7A is equal to 700 plus 420, right? So this is equal to, if I divide it by 7, it will give me A equal to 100 plus 60, which is equal to 160, right? So this is the value of first prize, right? So every other prize will keep on decreasing. So I can write the other prizes as 160, 140, 120, 100, 80, 60, 40 and 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is your final answer, right? Let's look at the next question. This is also a pretty lengthy language. So let's simplify it mathematically. In a school, students thought of planting trees in and around the school to reduce air pollution. It was decided that number of trees in each section of each class will be the same as the class in which they are studying. So the first class students will plant 1 tree, right? Second class will plant 2 trees. Similarly, third will plant 3 trees and so on. How many classes are there? There are 12 classes. So 12th class will plant 12 trees, and there are 3 sections of each class, right? How many trees will be planted by these students? So let us say there was 1 section in each class. So how many trees were there? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to 12. So this is just the sum of first 12 natural numbers, which is equal to n into n plus 1, which is equal to 13 by 2, right? So which is equal to 678. Now there are 3 sections in each class, right? So we can simply multiply this result by 3 and obtain our answer, right? Because first class there were 3 sections, so it will multiply by 3. Second class there were 3 sections, multiply it by 3, or we can take 3 as common and then add these and finally multiply it by 3. So total trees are 78 into 3, which is equal to 234, right? So this is our answer. All right. A spiral is made up of successive semicircles with centers alternately at A and B. Starting with center at A, this is the center of this semicircle. Okay, this semicircle has center A, and then this semicircle has center B. Okay, and the radii are 0.5, 1, 1.5. So these are increasing in arithmetic progression. First radius is 0.5, then 1, 1.5, and so on. What is the total length of such spiral made up of 13 consecutive semicircles? So there are 13 semicircles, right? So first semicircle length is L1. What is the total length of L1? What is the circumference of a circle? It is 2 pi r, right? So a semicircle will have a length equal to pi into radius, right? So L1 will be equal to pi into first radius, which is equal to 0.5, right? So L2 will be equal to pi into radius, which is equal to 1, L3 pi into 1.5. Okay, what we need to calculate is up to 13 semicircles. So what I can write is L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus up to L13, right? This is pi 0.5, pi 1, pi 1.5, and so on up to 13 terms, right? 13th term will have 6.5 as its radius. Or you can do is, you can take pi as common. You can write it as 0.5 plus 1 plus 1.5 plus up to 13 terms. Second term is 1, third term is 1.5. So what will be 13th term? It will be 6.5, right? So now what you can do is, you can multiply it by 2, then it will be nothing but, if I divide it by 2 and multiply it by 2, it will be nothing but 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 13, sum of first 13 natural numbers. So sum of first 13 natural numbers is what? Pi by 2, 13 into 14 by 2, n into n plus 1 by 2. So now value of pi, if I take as 22 by 7, right, then I can write it as 13 into 14 by 4. Okay, so this will give me 11 into this. 11 into 13 will become 13 into 13, 143. So this is my final answer. What is the unit here? Centimeter. So the answer is 143 centimeter, right? It will be the total length of the spiral. So let's move on to our next question. 200 logs are stacked in the following manner. 20 logs in the bottom row. So there are 20 logs in this row and 19 in the next. When we keep moving upwards, there will be 19 in this row, second one, 18 in the next one, and so on. In how many rows are the 200 logs placed? So total of 200, sum is 200, right? And n we need to find out, right? First term is 20, and what is common difference? It is a reducing AP, right? 20, 19, 18. So difference is minus 1. Common difference is minus 1. Now how many we need to calculate? N. So let's apply the formula for Sn. 200 is equal to n by 2 twice of A plus n minus 1 into D. Okay, it will be equal to, if I multiply this 2 here, it will be 400 equal to n into 40 minus n plus 1, right? I multiplied this minus 1 here. So it will be equal to 40 plus 1, 41, 41 n minus n squared equal to 400. So this is a simple quadratic equation, n square minus 41n plus 400 equal to 0. So you can, if you remember the quadratic equations, you just have to split the middle term here in such a manner that the product is 400 and the sum is 41. So I need to split 41. I can split it into 25 and 16, right? 25 plus 16 is how much? It is equal to 41, and the product of 25 and 16 is 400, right? So I can write it as n square minus 25n minus 16n plus 400 equal to 0, n common, n minus 25 minus 16 common, n minus 25 equal to 0. So n is equal to 16 or n is equal to 25. So I have got two answers. Why did I get two answers? That the 16th row, up to 16th row, the sum will be 200. This is okay. After 16th row, what will start happening is, it will start going into negative, because this is a reducing AP, right? But these are about logs that are being placed here. There cannot be negative number of logs, right? So I need to, this number is inadmissible here. So the final answer will be n equal to 16, right? What I am saying is, if I take n equal to 25, what will be the nth term? What will be the number of logs in the nth row? Let's calculate. If I take n equal to 25, what will be a25? It will be equal to a plus 25 minus 1 into d, which was equal to minus 1. So it is equal to 20 plus, this is 24 and this is minus 1. So it will become minus 24. It is equal to minus 4. So how can there be minus 4 logs in any row? So this answer is invalid. So I will go with n equal to 16, right? So let's look at the next question, which says, in a potato race, a bucket is placed at the starting point. This is the bucket, which is 5 meters from the first potato. This is the first potato. Let's say this distance is, this one is the first potato, okay? So this distance is, let's say, 5 meters. And the other potatoes are placed 3 meters apart in a straight line, right? So these are 3 meters apart, right? The competitor starts from the bucket. He starts from here and picks up the nearest potato first. Nearest potato is 5 meters away, right? Runs back with it, drop it in the bucket and runs back to pick the next potato. So for the first potato, how much distance is he traveling? He has to go 5 meters till here and then come back to the bucket, right? So 10 meters he has to travel for the first potato, and for the second one he'll have to come all the way up to this point, which is 8 meters away from the bucket, and then go back 8 meters till the bucket. So it will make it 16 meters distance, right? For the next one, he'll have to travel 11 meters towards its right and then come 11 meters back. So it is 22 meters. So you notice the distance is increasing by 6 meters for each potato, right? So the first one he has to travel 16, then first one he has to travel 10, then 16 meters, then 22 meters. So I can say that distance, common difference is 6, first term is 10, and we need to calculate the up to how much potatoes. There are total 10 potatoes. So I'll have to calculate up to 10 terms. The total distance run by the competitor up to 10 terms. So what is the total distance now? S10, right? S10 is equal to 10 by 2, twice of A, which is equal to 10, plus 10 minus 1 into common difference is 6, right? So now 10 by 2, 20, this is 9, 54, so this will give you 74, 74 by 2. So the distance is 370. What is the unit? 370 meter. So this is the total distance that the competitor has to travel here. Today we learnt about some of n terms and how to solve various questions based on these formulae. In next exercise we will try to do some more questions and learn about a little trickier questions also. And we will do the previous year questions that appeared in CBSE exams in the upcoming lectures. Thank you.